Thank
You're
you.
starting from a place where youth are gathering, and youth have proven to be a very important factor in the Bahraini society, especially in the incidents that took place. We're recording this episode on a Friday, and usually in this studio, all the topics I've been having for the past few months have been tough topics with scenes of violence and all the sad incidents that took place in our beloved country. But today we sit here and speak about something more cheerful, something that brings us more optimism. Sheikh Alulwa, how do you feel about this event? What is it starting? Is it a new chapter?
I think it's bringing everyone together, bringing people from all sectors around Bahrain to have a role in rebuilding it, even if it's a small role in it. The youth of the university, they've went through a very rough time. They needed counseling. I think this is a small unity. This is how I see it: a small unity towards a bigger one, which is to unite Bahrain.
Do you feel that youth are important and they can play a very active role?
Very important. They are the future. They are the future of Bahrain. We have to work for them, towards them, because they are the ones who are going to rebuild Bahrain in the future.
And we are a people of rebuilding. Bahrain is a country that people always invested in their country. You see the locals, the people of the country, putting their hand to build their country. So we're not a country of destruction, blacks. We're a country of building and of prosperity and yes. So.
Now, if we go back to 10 years ago, الشجرة الطيبة, who would like to elaborate on that? The formation of الشجرة الطيبة, the main aims it had, what did it do during the past 10 years?
الشجرة الطيبة started off as a gathering of friends and family in the house of Sheikh Hazain, actually. It started off as a religious talks, and then it spiraled into more of a social aspect, and then we decided to have events like fashion shows and the like to raise money, raise funds to help society. And then we became adopted by, or became a part of the Bahrain Society for Women's Development. And we continued to have these fashion shows yearly. We took the proceeds to do certain events. And then we decided to have a yearly theme to focus on yearly, like Ithar.
Like Ithar. Ithar is, it was a year-long campaign of selflessness and how to be, organize events for the public, and it's an awareness campaign for people to be selfless and just give to the society that gave you. And it really helped a lot in schools, mainly in schools. And the children were very helpful in it, and they liked the idea. So
I
like that, selfless.
We had a carnival in Adari Park
for the children.
For the children, the idea was everybody has a talent, everybody has something to contribute. So your charity will be your contribution, your talent, to basically pay it forward and share it with people. And that was one of the campaigns.
We had a doctor in the event. We had a photographer. We had an artist. We had a sushi station. We had so many things.
That's good.
They liked it because it's just teaching others what you know, your knowledge. So it was Ithar in Arabic, which is selflessness.
Do you feel that we have lack of that spirit of charity work? I always remember this, and I can never forget it, that if you walk into the National Stadium and there is a football match, you'll see the stadium full. And I recall that few years, well, not a few years ago, I prefer to say a few years, but it's at least 16, 17 years ago, I walked into the National Stadium and it was the Paralympics and it was for disabled children and no one was there to sit and watch them. Do you feel that we lack awareness on how important it is to give back to society without expecting anything?
And now, no, I don't think so. There is a lot of awareness between the youth, the age group. I don't want to group it, but there is a lot of awareness. You can see lots of young societies forming, and they are in the. You can see them working. I feel it's the feeling of giving back to your people. They are there. They just need to be, called.
Push the button.
Yeah.
But do you feel that following the crisis, this button was really pushed harder and everyone wanted to do something?
I think that after the crisis, Bahrain went through a total transformation. I think that everybody became invested, like I said before, in our country. I think we were passive before. We loved our country, we loved our people, we loved our neighbors, but passively. And people worked in charities and they worked in helping each other. We have this spirit in Bahrain. But maybe it wasn't vocal or it wasn't, known, and people used to do it sort of under the table. And we didn't participate, we didn't feel obligated to participate. If you wanted to, you did. Now there's a sense of self-obligation.
Patriotism.
Yes, patriotism.
And moved in us suddenly.
Absolutely. We are happy to do it, and we're happy to do anything. Everybody is happy to do anything, and this is across, all ages, all, sectors of Bahrain, and it's a beautiful thing, actually.
Of course, I think it was an eye-opener. What happened? We're lucky.
Yes.
I actually look at it from the brighter side, that we are lucky that our eyes were opened.
Yeah.
Just before February 14, you would organize events that are just about charity and just about a gathering where money is raised and women gather to cook different things, cakes, and sell them. But we never had political awareness.
That's
we
true.
were never politically part of it.
No.
Do you agree with that?
I
Shakil?
do, yeah. I think now everyone is politically involved. Women, men, children, everyone is. They would say something about it. I think this brought us together. It united us as a community in Bahrain.
Yeah, we needed that.
And we needed that. It was hard to say a wake-up call, but it was a good one.
We paid the price.
Yeah,
we paid it.
We paid it. Yeah, but I think it's for the better Bahrain. Inshallah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Sheikh Al-Watud, that it was an eye-opener? Our gatherings used to be just about women socializing, discussing. Fine, I'm with raising money for disabled, for elderly, but I used to always look at our women who walk into centers and help the less fortunate. I used to feel that there are bigger things that women are capable of doing.
Absolutely.
Today.
Absolutely.
Do you feel that we have a bigger role?
Yes, absolutely. I think, of course. I think it's a human role. I think in Bahrain, especially, we don't have to classify men and women. We've never done that in Bahrain. As a Bahraini, we are obligated to be politically aware and politically involved, because then we will only have ourselves to blame. We see that people who have, tried to bring us down were very politically active and very politically aware, organized, systematically. And that's what caught us unaware, because we were trusting and we were not, when you conspire, you're not like those who are. So
good intentions.
Yes. So, but now we don't want to play that game, because that's not, where we want to be. But
we
want
the truth
to be
on your side.
We
you
do.
don't need conspiracies.
No
and to organize
conspiracies.
yourself.
We want to be ourselves. We want to be proud of Bahrain. We want to basically send the voice of Bahrain internationally, because sadly, the international media has and not portrayed us very well. It's as if Bahrain just popped out of the sea a few days ago. It's not like they've known Bahrain for decades. And that was the biggest shock for me personally, because I thought, no, for sure, people know Bahrain, people know what we're about. And that is what shocked me personally. And that is what galvanized me personally. I want the world to know. In Bahrain, we know who Bahrain is and what Bahrain is, and we know who the Bahrainis are. But now the world is becoming smaller. And, we are a world community. And we have to feel some indignation about how the world has viewed us and how the press has allowed the world to view us. And I think we have to speak about that, show the world what Bahrain really is. And this is the obligation and responsibility of every Bahraini.
I'm not trying to be like sexist or anything, but in the studio I have had women speaking politics and I have had men during the crisis. And believe me, women had the courage to say things that many of my male guests did not have the courage. And I used to look at them and wonder, where did this suddenly come out from?
Because we're the mothers. We're always teaching.
Yeah, the lioness.
The lionesses.
I want to go back to Shajara Taiba because once I start discussing politics, I cannot just be moved out of that area. We'll go into details about the campaign, and then I want to, the final 10 minutes of our program, I want to shed light on how do we recover now. There was a damage and now we need to recover. But going back, because I'm sure that when we announced that the campaign starts on the 4th of June, Saturday, at the Formula One, I'd like some details about what the event will be. As a visitor, when I walk into that place, what will I see? What will I be... what will be offered there? Anything for sale? How can I help?
The event is from 6 to 10.
10 to 6.
Oh, sorry, 10 to 6. 10 to 6.
Big difference.
Yes, big difference. And it will be at the BIC Center. And we would really like to thank Sheikh Salman bin Isa for all the help that he's given us for holding our event there. They gave us the Paddock Club. It will be held at the Paddock Club at the BIC. They facilitated everything for us, and we really would like to thank them for that. It will basically be, there will be a charity bazaar. People will be selling their wares and their things, and the proceeds will be going to the university. There will be lectures from 11 to 3. We will have different guests. And there will be a concert, which the tickets for which will be sold at the event from 4 to 6. And there will also be a group from the university students called Beauty of Youth. And they are a group of university students who will be holding an art expo there. And they will be selling their artwork, and proceeds from that, parts of the proceeds will also go towards the university. And the university students have really participated, and they've been very excited about organizing and being part of the event, and we're very proud of them. There will be a special section there for children, and it will be run by the Salman Cultural Center, so the parents can leave their children there, walk around in the charity bazaar. Hopefully it will be a fun, happy day for everybody to come together and help the university.
Sounds good. I need some more details about certain things, but we'll take a short break and we'll come back to our guests in the studio. Hello and welcome back. On this episode of our program, as I said, we're shedding light on a program that is being held on Saturday, the 4th of June, at the Bahrain International Circuit. It's being organized by Shajara Taiba, a branch of the Bahrain Society for Women's Development. And joining me in the studio are my guests, Sheikh Alulwa bint Abdulaziz Al Khalifa and Sheikh Alulwa bint Ahmed Al Khalifa, members of the Shajara Taiba. Details, and as you shed light, Sheikh Alulwa, on some of the activities that will be held on Saturday, 4th of June. What's the concert going to be?